I'm not a fan of making super serious videos. I mean, I love YouTube because of how much fun it is, how casual it is, how I get to interact with you guys and, entertain you, make you laugh, stuff like that. That's what I like to do. I like to share those good vibes in my videos, and that's kind of how I try to live my life for the most part. But in this video, I feel like I've got to be a little bit serious because there is a major issue going down on YouTube right now, particularly for our Call of Duty community. And I wanted to kind of make this video to let you guys know what's going on, give you guys a little kind of insight into the behind the curtain scene of YouTube, and also hopefully bring a little bit of attention to this because it could end up being pretty detrimental to our community. So basically what's happening is Call of Duty videos, particularly those about Call of Duty 2017, are being blacklisted by YouTube in terms of advertisements, which means advertisements are not playing on those videos and the creators are not making any money or making very, very, very little. And I know YouTube money is this big controversial subject, but this is seriously a big deal that threatens the future of this community because not only does it affect myself, like obviously I've got a personal interest in myself, but it affects every single other Call of Duty creator that you watch and every single person out there who's ever had a dream of making Call of Duty content and trying to make something of it. Like I remember back in the day when I first started monetizing my videos, I made enough to be able to pay for my new games. That was exciting. And then I made enough to be able to pay for me not having a part-time job. And that was incredibly exciting. And then I made enough to be able to do it as a full-time job, which is a dream come true. But every single person down the line, whether it's a full-time job or you'd like to make 10 bucks, is affected by this. This all started a couple of months ago, and I'm sure most of you guys remember the drama between PewDiePie and the Wall Street Journal. And obviously that was a very one-sided, unfair attack of a traditional media company against a YouTuber. And then they started posting all sorts of articles about how YouTube was playing ads on racist videos and stuff like that. And this created this entire explosion and debacle where a bunch of companies started pulling their ads off of YouTube, like Verizon and Coca-Cola and stuff like that, bunch of other ones. And it caused a big mess. And since then, things have started to get better. So YouTube added in a new feature where the advertisers who are paying to have their ads on YouTube videos have more options to be able to filter which videos they go on. So they can make sure they aren't going on super, adult content that has a lot of curse words and nudity and whatever else. So that's a good thing. And overall, over the past couple of weeks, things have started looking up. More and more ads are popping up on YouTube and things are getting back to how they were before that big debacle happened. That is everything except for the Call of Duty videos. From what I can tell, Call of Duty videos across the board have been affected on a case-by-case basis. So it's not every single video, but I mean some videos that were just fine before and there's nothing edgy or adult or anything like that about them except for the fact that it's an M-rated game, all of a sudden are considered not advertiser friendly, which is not right. That's definitely a mistake. But the biggest issue is that videos about Call of Duty 2017 are being absolutely decimated by this. I want to give you guys an example. So here is a video that I posted reacting to the reveal trailer of Call of Duty 2017. It got 250,000 views. Now, 250,000 views is a pretty significant number of views. Doesn't matter what your channel size is, that's a pretty good number of views. And previously, even just a month and a half ago, that would have been a pretty sizable piece of revenue for me. Like, I'm not gonna give you guys exact numbers because it does vary, but I mean, I could have played, a couple of water bills and power bills and bought some groceries with that. Like, that would have been a decent amount of income there. But since it's now the new era of YouTube, whatever the heck is going on, take a look at how much I earned. $27. $27 for 250,000 views. Now I know whenever you bring up the topic of a YouTube money, it brings out the trolls. So I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are gonna be able to understand what I'm saying here and see how big of a difference that is, how big of a cut that is, and how heavily that's gonna impact so many people. But there are also gonna be a select few out there that say, oh my gosh, finally the YouTubers are actually gonna have to work for once. You're gonna have to actually get a real job. Ha ha ha, the party's over. Well, I couldn't disagree with that more. Is YouTube a super laborious job where you're out there sweating and working hard physically? Absolutely not. Is YouTube a job where us creators absolutely love it and we have fun with it and we enjoy it? Absolutely. We're very fortunate for that because a lot of people can't say that they enjoy their job like that, but that doesn't make it any less of a job. I have put so much time and effort and completely dedicated my life to doing this for the past 10 years. I put way more into it than I ever would have at any other job. And I just, again, I'm very, very fortunate, but I think saying that it's not work is kind of unfair to us. But that's not even the point. The point is that let's say that you had a job somewhere and then out of nowhere, your boss didn't even tell you this was happening. You got like a 90% pay cut. Like, how on earth is that fair? It's not. And it's going to shatter careers, it's going to shatter hobbies, and it's going to shatter dreams of literally thousands of people. There are thousands of Call of Duty content creators out there and thousands more that try to get into it every single day who all of a sudden, if this keeps up, this community is not going to be viable anymore. Now, this is where I get some people that say, aha, I knew it. You are a sellout and you only make these videos for money, and that could not be any further from the truth. So I'm coming up on, I think I'm close to 10 years on YouTube, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna have to like figure out the date and maybe do a little celebration. But yeah, I think the T Martin channel's around 8 years old. I had a couple of channels before that. But for my first few years on YouTube, like first 3 to 4 years, I didn't make a single dollar. And then all of a sudden I started making a little bit of money. It was like a couple $100 a month. That was really exciting. And eventually it snowballed into a full-time job today, which is something out of my wildest dreams. But I never had that in mind when I started. In fact, I don't think there's a YouTube content creator out there who ever started just with the concept of wanting to make money. Like, I think you have to be passionate about it. I think you have to be in love with the process. And obviously, like, I'm not gonna lie, at this point, now that it's a full-time job, yes, there is motivation to try to make more, to be able to save, to be able to provide for myself and my family in the future. But I mean, that's not my driving factor. I do it because I love it. And like I said, I think that's true for pretty much everybody. But what money does do is it buys creators time. So as a full-time creator, I can spend all of my days literally from sun up to sundown thinking about the videos that I'm making and making those videos and editing them and making more of them and making better of them and stuff like that. And that's what the money allows me to do. Because if I wasn't making money and this wasn't a full-time job for me, I would have to work a different full-time job. And then from, 8 to 6 every single day, those hours would be taken up that I couldn't dedicate to YouTube. So for a full-time content creator, the money is very important because it allows us to make you guys the videos. And it's even important for some of the smaller guys too. Like, think about the guys who are able to quit their job at McDonald's. They don't have to work a job when they're 16 because they're making a little bit of money off of YouTube or off of Twitch. Or the even smaller guys who, even if you, like I said before, even if you make a couple of bucks and can buy a new game, that's exciting in and of itself. And when you pull these ads away from these videos, you're taking everything away from all of those people. And that's gonna be very, very detrimental to this community. If this keeps up, which I'm really hoping it doesn't, it's gonna be a scary spot. Like, it's even scarier than it was when we got Infinite Warfare and a lot of people didn't like it and the Call of Duty community was kind of in shambles, it felt like. This, I think, is even more worrisome. I truly, truly do. And I can't figure out what's going on. I think one of the biggest things is that YouTube must have blacklisted like World War II and Nazi zombies and stuff like that. Like, obviously that's got war in there, that's got Nazi in there, stuff like that. But I mean, there's a huge difference between content when you're playing a video game and a massive, horrendous, horrible genocide. You know what I mean? Like, there's a pretty big difference there, and I'm hoping that the fix is super simple and YouTube just flipping a switch and saying, oh, if you're talking about video games and talking about history, like, that's okay, but if you're talking about, I love Hitler and the things Hitler did, stuff like PewDiePie does, then that's not okay. We can't monetize that. So I'm hoping it's simple and they can kind of differentiate between the two things of playing a video game versus being racist, but who knows? It's YouTube that we're talking about here after all. They do a lot of things right, and I love the platform. Even, like, just as somebody who likes watching YouTube videos, I love what YouTube is, and it's, it's changed my life for the better, for sure. Sometimes they make less than ideal decisions and are late to react to stuff and stuff like that. So hopefully they can get this figured out. And that's part of why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to let you guys know what was going on, give you guys a little backstage pass as to the workings of the community right now, but then also kind of talk about this and raise awareness to it. So hopefully it gets fixed. So myself, all the other creators, all of you guys out there can get back to creating and watching content as we always have for the past few years. So we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be too worried about it. I do think it's going to be okay. who knows though? I mean, even if it's not, even if YouTube doesn't straighten up here, another website will pop up, or people will start streaming on Twitch more, or maybe I'll start posting more to my second channel. And I already post like 5 videos a day over there, but maybe we'll do 10 videos a day. Who knows? But we'll figure something out. Regardless of what happens, I just want to say thank you guys so much. I truly, truly do, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate everything you guys have done for me. And even if this crazy roller coaster ride was over right now because of this is what's happening, like, I wouldn't have a single regret. Like, I absolutely love you guys so much. I appreciate everything you've done for me. I hope I've added some value to your life in some way, shape, or form. And I'm always going to be posting videos, even if I'm not making money. So anyway, there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to see you guys in our next video.